Good evening. I'm Daniel Reyes. This is your weekend briefing. Over the last 2 days, one story dominated the conversation across X and the major networks, a sudden diplomatic move that could change the energy map of the world. We also tracked new numbers on crime, public health, the economy, and the intensifying race in artificial intelligence. Here's what happened. President Trump announced on Sunday that the perimeters of a deal have been reached with Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The statement came after a phone call with the Saudi Crown Prince. According to the president, planned military strikes were called off so that negotiations could continue, with the goal of reopening the waterway and eventually addressing Iran's nuclear program. The announcement triggered an immediate wave of reaction online. Some users called it a major diplomatic breakthrough. Others remained skeptical, pointing to reports that Iran's IRGC launched an anti-ship cruise missile at a tanker shortly after the president's comments. As of tonight, the talks are expected to resume, but the situation remains extremely fluid. The Hormuz news immediately spilled into the markets. Traders spent the weekend watching oil prices and energy futures, knowing that roughly one-fifth of the world's oil and gas normally passes through that strait. Separately, new data showed crude stockpiles have fallen 19% since April. At the same time, analysts continue to debate what some are calling slopulism, the growing tendency of both parties to favor short-term populist measures over traditional economic management focused on growth and inflation control. On the public health front, the numbers remain concerning. CDC figures show measles cases in 2026 are already approaching or surpassing the total recorded for all of 2025, with dozens of active outbreaks still being tracked. Multi-state cyclospora outbreak linked to contaminated food also continued to generate attention over the weekend, with nearly 2,000 reported illnesses and almost 100 hospitalizations. In the courts, a federal appeals decision against Kaiser Permanente over a COVID-19 vaccine religious exemption case reignited debate about workplace mandates and religious accommodations. There was some positive data on public safety. Mid-year crime statistics released and widely discussed over the weekend show that several categories of violent crime declined in major U.S. cities during the first half of 2026 compared with the same period last year. Carjackings in particular registered one of the sharpest drops. Even so, online conversation remained polarized, with users citing both the improving numbers and continued high-profile local incidents. Finally, technology. The AI race showed no signs of slowing down. Reports circulated that Google is significantly expanding orders for its TPU AI chips, with demand projections that could rival or exceed NVIDIA's current annual volume by 2028. Packaging capacity at TSMC remains a major bottleneck. Elon Musk used the weekend to warn once again that global leadership in artificial intelligence could shift away from the United States if current trends continue. In other tech news, Tesla Japan officially began sales of the Powerwall 3 home battery system, and discussions about AI safety and possible industry slowdowns continue to generate strong opinions across the platforms. Those are the stories that define the weekend. The Hormuz negotiations and the accelerating AI infrastructure build-out will likely set the tone for the days ahead. We'll keep following every development. I'm Daniel Reyes. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.